Hello, hello, my lovely Tauruses. Thank you for tuning into my channel today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ashley, and we are doing our weekly reading for December 25th through December 31st. This is your last week of 2023. This is a big week for a lot of people. It's one of those crazy weeks that happens between Christmas and New Year's. There's a lot going on with family, friends, community, work. So let us see what this week has in store for you. We got a couple cards coming out here. First off, we have the Five of Swords that came out. So Five of Swords energy. This is a really challenging spot to start off the week with. December 25th, Christmas Day, if you celebrate. This is you kind of being in a place of resistance or defensiveness towards people or other things around you. You see this card here. I'll put down my other cards. You can see that there's these, four swords going up against this one, and this one is meant to represent you or your ideas, habits, if you will, your mental train of thought. So you're going to be faced with some challenges to these things. You might have a coworker that disagrees with you on certain ideas and the way to go about things. You might have qualm with a family member on one of these days if you are celebrating with your family on the 25th. So just make sure you keep an eye out to not be overly defensive, but to do so in a way that still protects you, because this comes from a need of protection, trying to justify and protect and standing your ground and making sure that your ideas and the things that you care about or believe are protected. It comes from a good place, but sometimes the way that we go about these things can be a little abrasive or more harm than good when we're overly protective or resistant. So just be cautious about that on Monday. Tuesday, you have the Princess of Pentacles in reverse. So the Princess of Pentacles in this deck represents the Page of Pentacles that you'll find in other tarot decks. So this is this deck's equivalent of the Page. So this card is about needing to double down, needing to get really serious and get in to the nitty-gritty of the work that you have to do. So this ball of light right here, if you can see it, is meant to represent a pentacle, which in the tarot deck represents physical or material items in the now, and it typically represents money. So a lot of times this card is having to do with needing to double down and get to work on setting yourself up financially or going in for that business that you've been trying to push yourself to do, push yourself to build. With this being in the reverse position, you might be feeling pretty lost or disconnected. You might be a little confused on the direction that you're supposed to be going at this time. But this is a signal to you that there's work to be done, and you got to really double down and get through it. All right, let's see. Wednesday, here we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So on Wednesday, something occurs that leaves you disconnected and feeling not as confident with yourself. Something that really challenges your confidence, something that leaves you maybe feeling uninspired. I feel like this really has a lot more to do with your drive. Wands are representative of the element of fire, and the fire is our drive, our inspiration, our momentum to do things, our inner fire for keeping things rolling, keeping things going. And so with this being in the resistance with the reversal here, something's got you not feeling very, very confident in your abilities, especially with the Princess of Pentacles in the earlier week, Tuesday to Wednesday. We have, this kind of feeling of needing to double down, needing to do some work, and then not really being confident on what it is that you're producing, not really being confident with your skill and abilities, with your magic, essentially, with your ability to create. So just try to find a way to reconnect with your confidence. You might be struggling with some imposter syndrome of putting in good work and not really thinking that you deserve to be where you are, even though you've done the work to get there. Obviously you got here somehow. Give yourself some credit. You got where you are because you put in hard work. All right, Thursday we have the Seven of Swords. So we went from the Five of Swords to the Seven of Swords. Now, I've heard people say that this card is dealing with dishonesty or liars and stuff, but I often see this card as you taking your power back. In the typical Rider-Waite-Smith deck. The 5 of Swords is stealing swords, and then 7 of Swords is stealing them back. And so in the progression of the Swords cards, this is you taking your power back. This is you, taking back those 5 swords and defending those things that need defended. Taking care of business and really making sure that things are how they're supposed to be. But this is you fighting that fight. This is you taking your power back. This is you standing up in defense and winning. This person here is sitting, with these other swords around them, but they're the only ones still holding theirs. It looks like a big battle has gone on. You see swords in the ground, swords laid all around, which this person's the only one still standing holding anything. So this is you connecting with your power and reconnecting with what it is that you need to do, bolstering your defenses. The moon here on the card can represent, hidden things. It can represent your intuition. And so I would really, on Thursday, trust your intuition, follow it, and know that you're reclaiming and understanding and moving forward. Let's move on to Friday. Friday is the 7 of Wands in reverse. So another defensive card, or defending card, I should say, not defensive. Defensive has kind of this negative association with it. In the upright, you can see that this person is standing here with their wand, battle ready against these, what is supposed to represent, other wands, incoming things. So I feel like with this card, this is reminding you that, not everything has to be a fight. Not everything has to be a hardcore, knockdown, drag out, battle royale. Giving a little bit of leeway, giving back a little bit of ground. You might not necessarily be happy to lose ground on this matter, but this is also you choosing to lay down your defenses a little bit. This is you choosing to take a step back from fighting so hard for this thing, and evaluating what it is that's important to you. And this card comes immediately after the 7 of Swords. So you have a 7 of Swords and a 7 of Wands here. And Wands and Swords are pretty closely related in the tarot. They're, air and fire, swords being air and wands being fire related. And so, air and fire kind of feed each other. They're very, very similar. Air represents more the mental, and fire represents the transformation of the non-material into the material world. It represents transformation. And so with this 7 of Swords being your ideas and the 7 of Wands being your manifestation of these things, I feel like this is you, choosing to take back your power the previous day, but doing so in a way that doesn't leave people feeling so abrasive, that doesn't leave people feeling defensive about it. Let's see what else you got. Friday. Friday we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Taurus, I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty interesting week for you. This card here specifically points to disharmony or unbalance within ourselves and within the things that we're doing. Pentacles obviously being related to earth and the material world. This could very easily be disbalance within yourself, either, physically not feeling well or just not being good in your energy. This card represents harmony. So somewhere there is, with this being in the reverse, there's disharmony occurring within your finances, either splurging, with this being for the week after the holiday period for a lot of us. You could be experiencing some disharmony within your finances, then, your families and your budget, you could have gone a little overboard, and now Friday you're reevaluating your money. Friday, if you also made plans, with this being the Friday before New Year's, this could be you choosing to take a moment and reflect and figure out what it is that you have committed to, maybe plans with your friends or what you've committed to at work, and really starting to think about, is this energy that I'm putting in being equaled out? Is what I'm putting in what I'm getting out of this? Am I getting an equal return on my investments emotionally and monetarily wise? Is there proper balance? Checking in with yourself and making sure that things are where they're supposed to be and that there's nothing unequalness happening, I guess, if that makes sense. All right, and Sunday. This is December 31st, the 2 of Swords. So yeah, the Two of Swords is needing to make a decision. This is being stuck in, specifically with your thoughts. You might see and think about two different paths or two different opportunities available to you, and these swords are kind of interlocked here. So until something else happens or changes, this is a stuck energy. And obviously with this being two swords, swords kind of make people think of fighting. You might be feeling like you're having to fight extra hard, fight another person or an institution or something extra hard for what it is that you deserve. And especially with that being right after Six of Pentacles here, there's a possibility that this unevenness, this lack of harmony, leaves you feeling extra defensive and like you have to go back and reclaim something, reclaiming your power or reclaiming your energy and what's rightfully yours. I feel like with you ending 2023 like this, you're gonna probably need to start the year with making some big choices and making some ends and understanding. Right? Things are moving the way that they are. Anyway, thank you, my lovely Tauruses, for being here for this week, for tuning in, and have a good week.